See, our journey started, business, I can say entrepreneurial journey started in 97. Of course, during my college itself, my entrepreneurial journey had already started. I had started my bookkeeping when I was in first BCom. I started writing books for medical stores. So 97 on Vijayadashmi day, we proudly started at Konanakunte Cross, which is in Kanakpura Road, because it was very near to the strides where I was working, Keril Pharma. My house was there. That is the thing like. After that, we shifted to Malleshwaram in 1998, 8 Cross Road. There we were there for 5 years. Then we shifted to Jivan Bhima Nagar. Until 2003, it was a proprietorship company because then we made it as a partnership. Then in 2007, we made it as a private limited and moved to Kodihalli behind Lila Palace Road. We were there for so many years. 2018, we moved to New Tipsandra, Jivan Bhima Nagar. 2010, we are in Vignan Nagar now. 2021. See, our journey has been first of all on the offline. The beginning of the journey was a complete offline, where we were a bookkeepers, basically bookkeepers in the sense that writing books of accounts for small businesses. That was the journey started. Like there were a lot of small industry who wanted us to do maintenance of books. From there, we started adding the verticals like income tax, GST, TDS, PF, whatever you call today. We are a total outsourced company today. Thanks to pandemic, we learned how to do pan-India business. Like we have a virtual private network connectivity, which enables our 55 people to work from anywhere in their house. Thanks to Priscilla and team also for this infrastructure created with a short duration of time network. Then we have our staff strength, you will misunderstand, from 115, it has come down to 37. That means we are able to handle the 115 people work in 37 people because of improving on softwares and technologies like that. And people are also moving that. We have an in-house chartered accountant. Thanks to Joseph sir. His first selection of the chartered accountant is still remaining with us, Devika, who is exclusively working with me. And then we have a cost work accountant, company secretary. I work with a BNA, another chapter person, company secretary, so that is the thing like. So totally fine. We are a team of this, and then go to the next. I'm coming to the topic 1. In life, there is nothing called a good accounts or a bad accounts. People mistake. I have a bad accountant, I have a good accountant. It is nothing called a good accountant or a bad accountant. I would like to tell you, there is a trained accountant and an untrained accountant. I am giving a case study like a company which has got its own accounts department versus Total Solutions, a mid-sized company. Like a company should have their own accountant. They should have a consultant for GST. They should have a consultant for PF, TDS, ESI, statutory. All this has to be coordinated by the one-man show called proprietor or a director. Whereas we offer this through a team, Total Solutions plus a audit. What is the difference? My accountant may not be expert in income tax. My one of the accountant is expert in GST. My another employee is expert in PF. Another expert in ESI. So these people work as a total team for the client. That means the person who is interested with a client gets the assistance of the other people in the team to make the work happen. That is where we can combine the workforce and do the work in a better, much manner. I cannot give a company which wants a accountant with all the knowledges which will cost him 1 lakh rupee. That we can do within 15,000 rupees by this way of combination, or 15,000 rupees like. And the second company, when you start your company, your people will be leaving, you will become a training ground. That means Your time is wasted on training the people because it is always said and done. The accountant would like to work for another company once he learns. It is not that he wants the work, he wants interesting things. It is not that only he wants a pay, he wants interesting work to do also. So you will become a rather training ground with 50 vouchers in a month. You don't need a full-time accountant. Or with 200 vouchers in a month, you don't require a full-time accountant. Even with a 2,000 vouchers in a month, you don't require a full-time accountant. Why then you should have a person and pay him 20 to 25,000 rupees cost? The same at 8,000 rupees, where the person will not spoil your work, he will work from remote. That is the solutions we give at Total Solutions. Accounts without SOP and MIS. Most of you or auditors will be complaining at the year end. Your books are shabby, it is not written properly, it is the debit is not there, bank reconciliation is not tallied, party account is not reconciled. These chartered accountants are our clients. For them, we make the books of those chartered accountants perfect. Like a new chartered accountant cannot afford to keep a full-time accounting guy, whereas we can do that. That is a thing like, so that what we give in accounts, SOP and MIS all the way. What do you mean by everywhere? It is a standard operating procedure. When we take over, we establish a standard operating procedure. Accountants may change. Accounts must not change. That is our strategy. That means a person who writes conveyance as always has to write as conveyance. He should not change it as a traveling in between. Or in between, you should not change it as a bus charges, taxi charges. Because our accountants have got a fancy to call one conveyance by 5 names: taxi charges, bus charges, auto charges, like that, which makes your chartered accountant lose his temper. That is how it is. So MIS means Management Information System. Most of the companies that wants accounts only for income tax purpose. My taxman will come, I need to calculate the tax, I need to pay. I feel that is a wrong notion. Why? Because you should know, are you making profit? Are you not making profit? Why are you going wrong? What is your problem? All those, if you want to answer, that is a thing. Now we will illustrate this through a live demo. I am showing you a 2 live tally updations, which Wasim will project it. Wasim, this is a accounts maintained by an untrained guy. In the sense that if you go to the head of accounts, other expenses, enter. No, there is no cost defined here. Go to the indirect expenses.
Yes, sir.
Only depreciation is coming, which could have been a direct because it's a manufacturing company. None of the groupings have been done properly. Entries have been done properly. The tally number 2. Hello?
Yes, sir. Tally number 2.
See, if you look at this other expenses, go to the other expenses, where the classification has been done very beautifully. Now, for example, in the conveyance, we want to analyze one report. Let us assume a person wants to analyze a report called from his factory to the one destination, how much money he has spent. That can be easily done. Just show that.
Yes, sir.
There is no customization involved in this. This is just a data entry, just a quality data entry and a quality narration.
Yes.
Look at these entries, how it has been made. Paid towards conveyance from factory Bommasandra to Koramangala. From factory, everywhere the narration, there is a uniformity without even one spelling change, one word change. If you make a data entry like this, You can pull out any number of datas which you want. What you need here. See, the same vouchers differing 300 rupees, 910 rupees, 400 rupees, 260 rupees, 240 rupees. 260, 240 means it can be understood 20 rupees can go up, 20 rupees can come. 300 also we can understand. But why 400 and 910? Is there an excess price paid or it is a time thing? That is the thing like which you have to know. That is a question here. So this type of many reports, one more report I will share with you, small report.
It is vehicle maintenance.
Sorry, vehicle maintenance, yeah. You have a 4 cars, let us assume. In which car, how much you spent? You want to know. See, this is also again by uniformity of the data entry only, nothing else. Skoda car. We write Skoda, we write Maruti, we write whatever the car name, so that you get the ultimate. See, your variation of the things can be analyzed. 2,849, 2,750, 3,000, 3,000, 25, 280. Any accountant or any management can know whether there is a pilferage, whether there is a loss, whether there is a bad accounting, whatever it is, it can be done. Okay, go to the.
Is this Subramania? Is this maintenance or is it fuel?
It's a maintenance. Maintenance means it's including fuel that has been spent on Skoda car.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because does it, when it goes for maintenance, is it different, or is it conveyance? Petrol is coming under maintenance.
No, see, sir. Actually, in accounting language, if the car belongs to the company, we then only call it as a vehicle maintenance. If if you're reimbursing an employee, it will be a conveyance or a petrol allowance.
So all the car owned by the company, whether petrol or maintenance, it is coming under maintenance.
It will be only vehicle maintenance. If they want sub things, we can go as deep as that. Like we can have a sub account like fuel, diesel, like that.
Okay.
See, these accounts, when it is maintained on shabby manner and when it is maintained on good manner, that results in your loan outflow also. Most of the people complain to me that they are not getting loans. Why they are not getting loans? The easy trick is your financials. Say like there are two kinds. We have taken a case study here. Audit financial, both are audit financial. One case where loan refused, one case where loan honored. With the same balance sheet, without any change in profit, without any change in the accounts. Why it is? Look at a shareholding pattern. In the first case, it will be negative. In the second case, it will be positive. How it is, I will show you. Unsecured loans. Directors will be very high unsecured loans, low unsecured loans. No segregation of loans liability. Segregation of loans liability. No segregation of current liabilities, current assets. See, the problem here is you should know banks are not depending on how much rich you are, because they don't go and verify how much rich you are unless it is filed in tax papers. They are worried only what is shown in the paper. So when you duplicate your paper, that shows the real value. For a bank, ratios are very, very important. Like a debt equity. Equity should be higher than the debt. Otherwise, company is in grade karke. Current asset ratio. Asset should be always more than the current liability. That is the current asset ratio. So these, and how many cycles you rotate your finance for a turnover. That is a more important. Say you have a bank loan of 50 lakhs and you do a turnover of 100 lakhs. That is not a good sign. It is only 2 times. You do a 50 lakhs into 5 times. That's a good sign. Like Narsimhan committee has recommended, minimum should be 4 times, 25. So that is where the bank goes on these strategies. So we will show you from the 2 tally which you saw, from the same tally, this balance sheet has been arrived as a audited balance sheets. See, this is a company 1 where the balance sheets is the same profit and loss which you saw 5,70,000 there. There is no change in that. Go to the schedule of the balance sheet.
Yes, sir.
Go up.
Yeah.
See here, go up still 2.1. Yes. See, the 89 lakh is the share capital of the company out of a 1 crore authorized capital. Come down. There is a loss of 14.9 lakhs reserves and surplus. That means the company has got a carry forward loss. Yeah. See, if you look at this, there are the unsecured loans of the directors are there here. Smita Madhav and Madhav, we have put the name, all dummy names, 54 lakhs and 50,000. This is an unsecured loan of the director. That is why this is a bad financial. Because it is not capitalized as an equity, your eligibility of the loan comes down. First thing. Second thing, going into the, come down.
Yes.
Come down still. See here, contract labor charges and advances from customers has been classified as a current liability instead of a loans liability. Instead of classifying it as a long-term liability, it has been classified as a short-term liability. That makes a difference of the loans. Come down. Sheet. What we have done in the schedule to balance sheet, we have done a simple exercise, nothing else. With our accounting expertise, we have classified the loans of the promoters as a quasi-equity. That means it will be converted as a capital any day. Go up 2.1 schedule.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Will be the instead of a loan, it has come to quasi-equity. That means your equity improved than the debt. So your eligibility got increased. Come to the down. Here we remove the names. Unsecured loan. See, advance from customers has got disappeared to long-term borrowings. From the short term, it became long-term. So your eligibility became more. So what has happened? Finally, the resultant factor is ratios. Go to ratios.
Yes, sir. Yeah, these are the ratios.
Which is the see the ratio in the second company 2.69 debt equity, whereas it is 5.46 in the second, 25.70, 7.99. So the company number 2 will get the loan, company number 1 will get the refusal of loan. We are not done. See, this is not the work of a chartered accountant to do it. It is the work of an accountant to classify the tally accounts and give it to a chartered accountant. Chartered accountant will just take as it is and he will not even bother whether it is a long-term liability or a short-term liability, because he is not bothered about your loan. He has to be bothered about only statutory compliances. So as a managing director, you should have a sound accounts. That is where we Total Solutions come in to give you a sound accounts before giving it to your auditors. That is the thing. Like, go to the next slide. This is our vertical number 1, which is our bread and butter, we call it as. We do for everybody this work. So this is the vertical number 1. This is our new area which we have captured now. Like we are giving for other clients which other chartered accountants are working, for their clients also, we can do all these implementations like revenue, budget costings, product services wise costing, territory wise reporting, movement analysis of sales, marketing target, ratios, break even, all this we can, whoever are using Tally, there are 2 things, with or without add-on, that we can customize it for them for accounting, and we will train their accountants also in giving these reports. It is not just doing it and leaving. We train them that they will have this report, which helps a management. Say if the 5 products are there, if the 4 products are making profits, 1 is not making, it allows them to scrap that or reduce the production of that. In the same manner, which territory is making profit, there they can invest more money to market. Which guy is doing the more profitability, they can increase its incentives or whatever. All this analysis is not just an analysis, which is a tool for keeping your company running. Next. This is our expert area, we call it as. This is our most expert area. We are experts in the indirect taxation as well as we do direct taxation also, but we are experts in indirect taxation. This is a case law of a earlier sales tax era of 5, 6, 6, 7 and 7, 8. The government disputed and disallowed a total amount of 1 crore 11 lakhs. What we brought the things? We said that input tax cannot be accepted when the output tax is rejected. So law cannot be, equality of justice was interest and input tax was allowed. That means the tax payable was 0. They got a refund of 59 lakhs in place of paying of tax of 1 crore 11 lakhs. This was the biggest achievement in our entire history. This is the biggest OEM company. So we did their entire analysis. We worked with and we got them refund in a span of 18 months. For this, we have an older copy also, which shows that how strong we are in indirect taxation. At least somebody can come to us as a second opinion doctors. We can tell them, is it possible or not? This was an appeal filed in the KVAT Act for April to July period and all are mentioned here. Disputed amount, this amount which I calculated 1 crore 11 lakh is below. Go down. See, every year, this is the amount. First year it is 92 lakhs, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 3 years together. This is the dispute of the department. Go down. Totally, it is 1 crore 11 lakhs, which a consolidated statement has been made. Now the order has come, it is 0. If you look at the tax, all are minus, minus. Minus stands for refund. This is a VAT which will be month-wise order, so don't to screen to case study. Wasim.
Yes, sir.
Total refund they got is 59 lakhs, 9,765 instead of paying the tax of 1 crore 11 lakhs. This is a very, very recent case which we did just 5 months back. One of the referrals of BNI friends. This is a company which is in Bangalore, which is a branch of the Coimbatore-based company. There was a sales, this is a very, very wondrous thing. The government taxed them based on the e-Sugam, on the transport documents. That means there was no need for them to tax it. Based on the transport and document, they charged them 42 lakhs. Our contention that e-Sugam was not the basis of turnover, case loss was established, total tax was made as a 0. This is again a very landmark case. 42 lakhs became a 0 case because of the entire representation. The order was withdrawn. This never went to appeal also. This was done at the revision stage itself. Okay. This is the order dated recent, I told you. The order dated is 29th March 2021. Subramani, the duly authorized person, appeared. Come down. The tax charged by them originally based on the e-Sugam, that is a transport document. Total charge was 42 lakhs 45,346. In response to this, order passed was go down. Go down.
Yeah, this is the last page, sir.
There. Order passed was 0. There was no tax. In view of the above, hereby dropped. Dropped means the tax is 0. This is how we can study and interpret the cases as it comes. Some of the very important things I would like to share. Go to the next.
Yes, sir.
This is on the service tax. This is a tax was proposed at 37 lakhs because they're thinking that there was a mismatch between the income tax filed and service tax returns. This is the funniest part which service tax is doing for everybody. The difference between the two. Our contention was export turnover need not be a taxable under the service tax, which they had forgotten about it. Entirely, it was dropped like anything. This is the one service tax. Next slide.
Yes, sir.
This is a ESIC case law. A company had various employees. For this month, they did not have any employees who are coverable under the ESIC. But there was no provision in the ESI Act to file the nil returns. But they assumed that there was one employee and they did a penalty of 1,10,468, which we passed it in the to 0, saying that that employee is not eligible to pay. But however, it went for a audit and scrutiny where the entire 3 years audit was concluded just with 20,000 rupees as the tax payable, ESI payable. This is including, this is ESI on the fixed assets. That means everybody has to be aware that labor charges that they spend on their fixed assets attracts ESIC. If your company is covered under ESIC, an electrical contractor or a plumbing contractor or any contractors will get into this problem. And if you have taken the services of a contractor, you are also into this problem. Next. See, these are all my landmark cases. Just I'm scrolling it through you for you. The question was whether a capsule is a raw material or a packing material. Whether a capsule is a raw material or a packing material. What do you say, friends? The question is raw material. The department in contention was it is a packing material because the medicine is packed inside the 2 capsules folder. Our contention was it goes into the food body, it is taken inside. So it cannot be called as a packing material. Medicine has to go with the capsule. Medicine cannot go without a capsule. So it is a raw material. The judgment was, appeal was allowed and it was treated as a capsule. So what it saved, it is a matter of 1% of tax, which is amounted to 70 lakh rupees. Packing material is 2% entry tax. Raw material is 1% entry tax. Next. Again, this is also a case study of the improper transport documentation of a vehicle movement, which came to Bangalore, saying that it did not have the proper, it was a import shipment. From the port, it left to the Bangalore without a proper documentation of the company. Only import documents were there. This was again a landmark case for us from the Bombay Transport Company. We made it as is 0. The bank guarantee of 45 lakhs was returned to him. Next one. Tamil Nadu case, that lubricant is treated as not as a raw material. Form 17 will not be allowed. We said that it has to be contested where it is used. A lubricant which is used in a printing ink, which is used for a lubricant manufacturer, becomes a raw material for him. Printing ink used by a child becomes not a raw material for the child. This was the contention. So the concessional rate was allowed, which was refused earlier. In Karnataka, we had a form called 37. In Tamil Nadu, we had a form called 17. This was represented by us in Coimbatore. Next. Okay, now our strong areas that we are into taxation, we told you. If you, what we are looking from you, if any of your people for any matter has a slightest doubt, that is a 8 years old case which cannot be won, we would like to assess the case once for their satisfaction and our satisfaction, for which we call it as a no obligation. They can come to us. Next important area which you can recommend us is payroll processing, where we have a structured salary which reduces the employer PF ESI obligation and TDS deductions of the employee. The employees get more salary in their hands. That is our idea. And employer gets lesser contribution of PF ESIC. In the registration of a PF ESIC, one should be very, very careful in documentation being presented. Otherwise, it will come under a backdated coverage. What is backdated coverage? Your company has started 1 year back. In the month of May, you had an employee strength of, in 2019 May, you had an employee strength of 18. In 2020 June, you had an employee strength of 22. But again, from the July, in the only 1 month you had is 22. All other months was only below 19. When we present the documents to the PF, if they find 1 month earlier as a 22, your coverage starts from that day, even if your people are reduced by 1 or 2 after that. This is our expertise in backdated coverage, salary structuring, and other things. Next. These are all the 3 important things only I would like to share. How we can help hospitals. This is our new area of expertise, where we have a data capturing of an inpatient play, doctors, patient, which helps the hospital in preparing the bill of a patient in less than 5 minutes, and also preparing the doctor's settlement in less than 10 minutes, no disputes, TDS automatically generated. All this can be classified for hospitals. Next one. Educational institution also similarly we can do. We can capture their data, student fees. SMS can be sent as an alert to the parents. From the tally itself, the alert goes to them. There is no other physical means required for this. This all can be customized. Special faculties, hourly fees can be calculated. Next one. Apartment associations also, we can do a labor audit, labor compliance audit, invoices, SMS alert for all the apartment owners can be sent by the billing, and whenever there is a due, we can send it, the acknowledgement of receipts paid by them by SMS. All this can be done. Next. Virtual CFO services. This we do on a remote basis, monthly supervision, training of your accountant, customized reporting, services required or tailor-made, that we can do it for you. Next. See, these are MSMEs. If they feel that they are not able to get the Government of India benefits, we closely work with them in identifying the benefits they can get, and we closely work with them whether they are eligible or not. If they are eligible, what is the type of documentation required, and we ensure that they get that benefits. That we closely work with them. Recently, Government of India has come with lot of programs like Prime Minister Employment Generation, that is for employer, then CGT MSC, that is up to 2 crores of credit loans, credit linked capital subsidy for technology upgradation. Like this, many more loans have come for MSME. And very interesting is EMD free for MSME. When you participate in tenders, you need not pay EMD and you can participate. Very interesting is your ISO and your trademark fees can be claimed back. Very interesting is your subsidy that you can avail it from MSME. These are the quite interesting things. Next one. This is again a startup schemes for the government of India. Like people complain that why I don't get. See, now a manufacturing company is 15% income tax as against 25% others we pay. If you start a new company as a private limited manufacturing company, your tax will be just 15%. And 50 lakh to be provided for. This is a government has provided a startup scheme of 50 lakhs for 4 years term. And then Government of India's Mudra scheme, this is a very small loan for small entrepreneurs up to 10 lakh rupees. Multiple grant scheme, R&D, Government of India is giving, EZ, EIT. Now these are all very, very new patent, international patent also they are giving loan protection. Next. Venture capital assistance. This is a very, very good thing for a manufacturer. Now they are allowing DTA sales of 50%. That means they can do local and then claim the experience, and the computers can be depreciated at 100%. This is a very, very important thing. Nanotechnology has been the forefront. For risk capital, there is a daughter fund. There is a the industry which are in demand are automotive, non-renewable energy, renewable energy, green technology, nanotechnology, electronic manufacturing, with a subsidy of 20 to 25% for electronic manufacturing, which is a big booster, 20 to 25%. IPR awareness, even you can be service provider for IPR awareness, seminars, workshop, IT services, analytics, IoT. For them, they will get a grant of 2 to 5 lakhs as a one-time grant for bringing the awareness program among the people. Next. For innovations, a new generation entrepreneurship, this is a very recent thing. Chemicals, healthcare has been included, defense, life science, agriculture, all this has been included. One-time non-recurring financial assistance up to 25 lakhs is been given. Small farmers are being given loan for cold storage and all. That is the next destination, agricultural. You can go for that. Raw material assistance for LC and imports purchase can be done by way of a LC. Next. So I am stopping here. This is our tax group. Whoever wants tax information, they can just say yes here. We will every day we will be getting some or the other tax news. So now what I am telling in conclusion is, bring me a person who says he is not able to get the government benefits. I would like to answer him why he doesn't get it first. We should make awareness among the startups. It is not that government will come to their doors and give them the money what they want. They need to take certain degree of presenting their projects properly. When you say nanotechnology or a technology, it should have a basis for it. Service providers also are very in the traveling. Now travel and tourism industry is the next big boost for the industry. Hospitality has been treated as an industry. Hospitality has been given industry status. So hospitality industry, anybody who want to be tour operators or anybody who wants to start 5-star hotels, government as Karnataka has come up with giving a land at a concessional rate, and your tariffs will not be based on the registration charges. It is not based on the hotels anymore. It is based as per industrial registration charges. So you save around 70% of the amount of starting a entrepreneurship. Karnataka has identified major tourist destination where you can partner with government of Karnataka and you can start any industries there. That is a very, very big thing.